Welcome back to FM Llama. 10 games to go till the end of the season. Form is all over the place, but so is everybody else's. Today we have a game against Rodez, a team that were promoted with us last season, and a win would still possibly move us into the playoffs, but we have been saying that for the last 6 weeks. So this is Border Adventures, the series where we've loaded up Germany and all of the countries that share a border with that nation down to their lowest playable division. If you are a new viewer and you haven't subscribed to the channel, hey, do it if you want to, but this is not your thing. That's quite understandable. Check out the description down below where we've got links to 3 other great YouTube channels that are just starting out that might be more to your liking if this is not your thing. Let's get into the form. Since we bowed out of the French Cup against Rem, and it has been patchy. Fortunately, other teams near the top are throwing points away as well, but we have been guilty of that, starting with this game against Red Star. So we took the lead through Morgan Zhilovogu, but then gave up a very quick equaliser. We then retook the lead through motoring Morgan once more, but in the 94th minute we gifted them an equaliser. 2 points dropped into the Mets game. Much tougher fixture. Peter Musa made a surprise return off the bench and headed home the winner. All was forgiven Peter, but then we followed it up by losing to Avranches, a team near the bottom of the table, and we were poor. We then gave up a 2-goal lead. Musa and Utkus gave us that lead to Valenciennes. They scored through Sheikh Timothée. His hair looked beautiful on that game, and then they scored a penalty to equalise. Fortunately, Alexander Arenat scored the winner for us, but it was a sign of things to come. As we played top of the table Sochaux, a win would have taken us into those playoff positions. We got off to a great start. Morgan motored through the centre of the pitch and slotted home, and Alexander Arenat scored again. We were 2-0 up inside 10 minutes. And we got to the half-time break and we gave them the concentrate. This is not over, boys talk, but did they listen? Did they? Heck as like. They scored in the 53rd, 76th and 89th minute to come from 2-0 down to defeat us. So morale is currently a little poor. Form stretching all the way back to Chambly is a little bit patchy. We were on a long unbeaten run, but the number of draws began to increase, and now we've started throwing in the occasional defeat as well. Plus, we are gifting away leads, which is more painful than a badger with a sore foot. So we have done our usual. This is a bit of a hallmark of this save. Whenever form starts to stutter, we've changed the tactics. We've shook things up a little bit to try and galvanise the team and kick-start our promotion bid back into life again. And we've done that today, and here's the rationale behind it. So when Peter Musa threw his hissy fit, we bought in Campare. It was no Campare, no party for about 10 games, as he was scoring goals in the cup, scoring goals in the league. As soon as Mr. Moose decided to sign a contract and stay, Campari went off the boil a little bit. So the Moose came off the bench and made a couple of appearances. The Moose even started the last game as well. But the system just hasn't looked right. The form has been patchy. We've been shipping a lot more goals. We've been struggling against teams that are near the foot of the table, even though we've performed okay against teams nearer the top. So we've decided to go for a tactical shake-up. We're reverting back to a 4-4-2, allowing us to play Musa and Campare together. That means Anapak Baka is going to have to shift down a little bit into a left wing position. Zhilovogu's going to have to play a role he's not really suited to. He's a left footer who's going to play as a right winger for us. And it also means we're playing a 2-man midfield, and I don't trust De Moy and Utkus to particularly shore it up back there, especially with Utkus on this attacking duty, but he wants to be playing in a number 10 role, so we're going to try and give him a little bit of creative license and just see how it goes. It's going to give us a couple of red spots around the pitch, but hey, what we were doing was not working, so we're going to try something different today. So we're going to start with Gillikens in goal. He's now firmly the number 1. Vincent Muller is skulking around the place, pretty unhappy. He's on £7,000 a week. We might look to try and move him on during the summer. We're going to have Monsecure and Echeverria as fullbacks. The new boy Bakusu, who's come in and played okay, but not been outstanding, it has to say. And Husek at the back. We're going to play the backpack and Gilavogo on the wings, De Moy and Utkus in the midfield, and now the new strike force of Musa and Campari. So today we are playing Rodez. They got promoted with us last season, but they're having a good season themselves. I think they're down in 8th or 9th in the league, just a place or two behind us. And today is another one of those episodes where we really are rolling the tactical dice a little bit. We've been playing okay. We could have persisted with the other tactic, but sometimes you just get this Jedi-like sense that a pour and a form is around the corner. You're scraping wins, you're having to come from behind to get wins, or you're throwing away leads. Well, that's a good start, isn't it? Vincent Marchetti, 10th minute. Maybe it's just an inevitable poor run of form that we're not going to be able to fix. But I feel like, well, the chance for a promotion playoff position was there in our grasp and it's just slipping through our fingers. We've got to remember, we do have the lowest budget of any of the teams in this division. We have done a particularly poor start to the game. So that's 2 set-piece headed goals. How can they score from the centre circle? And there is Bakusu. Really should have done better in the air. Okay, well that is a start, isn't it? So we're already going to have to go up to attacking. It's not like they've opened us up. They've scored with some free kick goals. But we are struggling. That's a poor effort. Can we do something from the corner? Try and get ourselves back into this? We can't. Can we win the ball back? Okay, we've got it. Here's Utkus. All the way back to Gilly. Still playing some good football is Splinter. Not really been the master of late. He's put in some pretty average performances again. As soon as we signed him permanently, he used that as his excuse to put his smoking jacket on, pour himself a cocktail, and decide to coast his way to the end of the season. Here's Campari. Oh, and that is typical of the last 4 or 5 games for Campari. Goodness me, this is not looking very good, folks, is it? Okay, we're attacking again. Campari's playing that dual attacking role. That means he can pull out into the channels. Can't successfully get a ball into the box, though. There's the master. We spread that wide nicely. Gilavogu, he's got a support of this fullback. Doesn't need him. And the backpack sneaks in. Yeah, you grab the ball. We've still got work to do. Let's go. Splinter played quite a nice ball out there. Gilavogu. Did he take this on his right foot? No. He's checked back inside. Nice ball. And the advantage of Anapak Baka being about, 6'4", I think. He said he was towering in at the far post. Okay, back in it. Equaliser before half-time would really set the proverbial cat amongst the pigeons. But no, I think we are not having any more highlights. Oh, we got a late one. This is still a minute and a half to go to the half-time break. Giving the ball away. Is there a red card coming? No, just a very, very sluggish run back. And Presley Palulu. Dragged ourselves back into the game and gave it away. So, are we able to pause? Who is this young man? Bakusu. Could well be subbed at half-time. That's a pretty poor first half from him. Good finish. Gillikens, when he waved at it, didn't really attempt to save it. Well, that game has gone, hasn't it? So the new tactic is somewhat of a disaster. I think actually we're going to give them the full aggression, although we have been using that quite a lot in recent weeks. Good. Okay, so what can be done? Bakusu is pulling. I cannot believe he's pulling a 6.8. He has looked absolutely terrible. Both fullbacks are poor. What if we just get the wingers to attack and the fullbacks just to sit back a little bit? Can that help us? What's the central midfield doing? Utkus, poor. De Moy even worse. Okay. We're literally clutching at tactical straws. Okay. At least that ticks the box of having changed something. At least makes you feel a little bit better, like you've taken some action. But at the moment, our tactical ineptness is evident. Maybe we were wrong to switch away from the formation that had got us into contention, but the amount of leads we'd thrown away in games we'd drawn, thought it was worth a go. Maybe there's inherent tension between Musa and Campare. Oh, good. We're now having lobbed headers from the edge of the area. Superb. Well, we are being made to look pretty foolish now. Hey, you've got to have a result like this every so often, just as a bit of a reality check. But this is pretty desperate. So, how are the front two doing? The Moose is appalling. So, we'll change it back. The Moose will pretend we didn't even start you, my good friend. We'll get Arenat on. He can go as the box-to-box midfielder. Splinter de Moy, my goodness me. I mean, you were the former Dutch master, but goodness me, not playing well anymore. Okay, and well, let's revert back to our old formation then. Don't think we got enough time to get back in the game. And things are getting even worse. 5-1. Sometimes you don't even need a face cam to sense somebody else's pain. This was our chance to move into the promotion playoffs. And we have got crushed. So now, well, I tell you what, let's just do the unthinkable. Bring Evan Rossier on. He's got his banjo out there with him. He's chasing pigs around the field. And that is a surefire way of closing down the game. Oh, we got a little consolation at the end. Gilavogo on the corner. Here it comes. Not even. Here's Husek. Gilavogo again. There you go, Rossier. Oh, he gets an assist, does he? Backpack's played well, couple of goals. His form's been pretty good, but the rest of the team... Well, I don't think we even need to see the replay of that, do we? That is nothing more than a consolation. So, Rodez 5, Sporting Club Toulon 2. Well, we'll see how that... In fact, no, come on. Unacceptable. I feel like yelling at the boys is wearing off a little bit. So we are in 7th. We're still only 3 points off Metz. They lost as well, so they're chucking away points. The other team that are in absolute freefall is Caen, should say. I mean, goodness me, they've not won in the last 6. They've had 5 defeats in the last 6, so they are in absolute freefall. And we really are relying on poor runs of form by Metz, Caen, in order to keep us in contention. But that brings Rodez level on points with us. There's a whole cluster of teams not far behind us. I fear we might be dropping into mid-table. What do we got coming up then? So we have got 9 fixtures left, I believe. We've got a little bit of surgery to perform. We've got some important games coming up. There's a game against Caen. Auxerre on the rise as well. Troyes are in the playoff places already. So some huge games to come before the end of the season. But wow, we're looking at 3 defeats in the last 4 games, and we got a little bit lucky in the Valenciennes game, to be fair. So we've got some more tactical work to do. If you've liked that video, then, well, there's probably something wrong with you. But it'd be great if you could give it a thumbs up, even if that is just a sympathy for a team that has got an absolute spanking at the hands of quite modest opposition. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all of your views and support. And we will see you soon, as long as we haven't been sacked, for some more Border Adventures.